What's up, everyone? This is the EMR podcast. If you're a first-time listener, welcome. If this is your second time, welcome as well. We are your hosts, Edgar, Miguel, and Richard. We talk a little bit about everything on these episodes. We talk about conspiracies. We talk about what's going around in the world. We talk about what's trending in the world. So if you guys want to take that experience with us,
welcome.
Come on in.
Sure.
Welcome in.
Today we are putting our conspiracy caps on.
I got them on. I'm ready.
Everyone's got a hat on.
Should we kind of surprise them with the topics or throw out the topics right away?
I think we should let them know.
Okay, so my topic will be MKUltra. Edgar?
I got the Denver conspiracy theories on the airport.
And I got Antarctica.
Oh, we are super excited for all of these. And I bet all the listeners are excited for this episode.
For sure.
There's just a lot. It's just depending on what you're trying to guys dig onto, because I'm just really excited about what you got, because that one's big, bro.
Yeah.
That one's big.
There's a lot of things. I mean, like, Antarctica is kind of like the heart of a lot of conspiracy theories. So it really goes anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's black hole. Well,
Maybe.
endless.
It's just the
endless.
more you dig. See, whenever I was trying to even do some research on it, the more you dig and dig and dig, and it just never ends. It never comes to a end point,
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I guess, anyways, so we'll wait for that. We'll get to it.
Yeah,
So
we'll get them a
Stay
little
tuned,
excited.
stay tuned.
Yeah. But have you guys heard of a conspiracy called MKUltra?
Yes.
Just enough to get this topic through.
Yeah. Did you guys know that it's not really just a conspiracy theory? It actually took place.
Yeah, it actually happened.
Yes. And it happened by our amazing people in the CIA.
Yeah.
Do you guys know kind of when it occurred? When it took place?
I actually do, believe it or not.
I thought it was in the 60s.
No, it was actually in the 1950s. It was in 1953 till 1974.
Yep. Exactly. Oh,
Okay,
yeah. So you
point
did your
Dexter.
homework.
I'm telling you,
Okay,
boy.
point
I
Dexter.
got it.
We got Urkel over here.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Why it started?
Yes.
Well, see, that's one of the ones that it depends on which way you're trying to go. Because supposedly, if I'm not mistaken, this was, like you said, this was created by the CIA, and it's either was to just, depending on how you guys want to look at it, okay? But it's either you wanted to create either super soldiers, just that way you could kill on the spot without having any knowledge of it, or to actually just have all access to mind control.
Okay. Yeah, that's but it actually started during the early period of the Cold War.
Okay.
So after the war, American soldiers came that were captured, and it seemed like they were brainwashed. Like they wanted to get to the point to where they could extract information from those soldiers that they went through over there.
Yeah.
In the Cold War.
Yeah.
And like it's crazy because this program called MKUltra came about just a couple soldiers coming back with no memory of what took place. Like supposedly that's what happened.
Yeah, that's how it started.
Yeah, that's how it started. Like they came and they think that the Korean soldiers or the Korean sergeants or whatever that had them captive brainwashed them and got them to pretty much that way they wouldn't tell anything to anybody when they came back to America.
Right. Yeah.
Which is super crazy. So
that reminds me of Bucky on Marvel.
Oh,
Yes, that's kind of what they did on Marvel.
Oh, yeah?
Did you watch it?
With
No.
Winter Soldier.
No. See, yeah.
And MKUltra was ran by two people. One of them, people say he's like a mad scientist, I guess. His name was Sidney Galabgi. It's a hard name to pronounce. And the CIA director, Richard Helms.
Okay.
So they kind of got in charge of the project. And what's crazy about MKUltra is there was projects inside the project. So for instance, one of them, which was called Project Midnight Climax, is like a bunch of safe houses around like New York, Los Angeles, Las Vegas. And what they would do is they would get prostitutes to get clients and take them to these safe houses. and then they would lace their drinks or give them LSD, stuff like that, because LSD was a big drug used for MKUltra. And there was a two-way mirror in those rooms that they would take them, and a CIA agent will study behavior of anything from the intercourse with the prostitute to just seeing how they would act under the drugs.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of these prostitutes would take that because they got free drugs.
Yeah.
So they got to feel it too, but not knowing that there were CIA agents and doctors and scientists that were
behind all of this,
just watching, just letting them. They would just tell them, hey, do this for us, we're gonna help you with your charges and all this stuff. And
seems like a win-win.
But yeah, that's kind of what a lot of people seen it, like a win-win. And to me, like, that's crazy, man, how I guess vulnerable people were without even knowing. Like, these are people that had no idea what was going on.
Right.
They would do, bro, it got to the point to where Sydney, the mad scientist, he was drugging CIA agents inside lacing them with LSD. Okay. So LSD didn't come to America till I think it was the early 1950s, where Sydney arranged the CIA to pay, guess.
No idea.
10 million.
240,000. At this time, it's quite a bit of money.
Yes.
You know what I mean? In the 1950s, to buy the entire supply of LSD, the entire world supply. 240,000. And they bought it from pharmaceuticals in Switzerland. That's where all the LSD was, the entire world supply.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And the U.S. bought it and brought it to America. You're talking about a very, very powerful drug that, like, up to today, there's a lot of people that take psychedelics.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And kind of sus. Kind of sus. But so they spent that much for the LSD to try to do that, and the ultimate goal was for it to act kind of like a truth serum.
Okay.
In order to go into, for instance, Miguel, which is a Soviet agent, to go into his mind.
Don't be releasing my background. That's supposed to be a secret.
And extract valuable information from him without him knowing. So that brings it to my next point. In July 4th, 1954, a 3-year-old girl went missing from a parking lot in a bar. So I guess her parents couldn't fall asleep, and her and her brother were playing out in the parking lot, and her parents went inside the bar and had a drink. But it was midnight, and then
damn.
Yeah. That's what when I read this, or when I heard this, I was like, what do you mean? How are you going to go to the bar? But I guess
60s were crazy.
Yeah, like crazy. You know what I mean? And so the son ran inside and said he couldn't find his sister. So the parents, started to panic a little bit. And, they're playing at a parking lot in a bar, first of all.
Exactly.
Where's child services at this time?
Exactly.
And I don't know. People are crazy. But the kid ran inside and they got all involved. And while this was happening, at a air base, there were some air itinerary guys called the local sheriffs.
Yeah.
And said, hey, there was a guy that just showed up. He's an airman. He just showed up full of scratches and has no idea what his name is, has no idea who he is, like nothing.
Blank.
He's a blank record pretty much. So the sheriffs come and they investigate, they look at him, and then like a couple miles away, while these other people are searching, not finding anything, they find the little girl's body. And she had been murdered and raped by this guy.
The airman?
By the airman. The airman's name was Jimmy Shaver.
Okay.
And he was a pilot instructor at a school nearby as well. Clean record, never been in trouble with the law, outstanding citizen, and had no idea what just happened. So
that's wild.
Yeah, so he went to court, and there was a famous doctor I'll do the research on the name and then come back with it. But this famous doctor had diagnosed the airman with because he had like migraines. So the doctor told him, "Hey, come with me. There's a 2-month program that we have going on, and we can help figure out what's going on with your migraines, because that's the only thing that was bad with this guy."
Do you know where it took place?
Man, honestly, it didn't really say exactly where.
Yeah.
But I will check. I have a couple places, but I don't want to say that that's exactly where it happened because they didn't really specify on the place. But it like went to court and everything. Like you can, as soon as you type in the airman's name, you can figure out, just type in his name and then MKUltra, and you can get a lot. There's just so much information that it's crazy. So it came out that the doctor was hired by Sydney.
Okay.
Which was the mad scientist, right?
Yeah.
And so I guess that hospital was where people were getting dosed with like LSD and stuff like that. Okay. So then his therapist gave the people all this information saying, "Hey, he admitted to me that he did it. I got it." And it came to find out that Jimmy, he came out in an interview and said,
the soldier, right?
Yeah, airman. He was
the airman. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He came out and was telling people, "Hey, I don't know what happened, but when I was going through this, I thought that little girl, I was seeing her as my older cousin that molested me when I was a child, and somebody put that in my head, and that's why I killed her."
Wow.
Fucking dark.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And he had no criminal record, no anything. And he ended up going, to jail and everything. They said he was crazy. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy how the people in that case inserted themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And these people were connected to Ginobili and Helms.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, the doctor got assigned as his therapist, and the therapist knew everything.
So it was all planned out, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It
was
like,
planned out, but the girl wasn't the target.
Right, the girl wasn't. But what I'm saying is they just pretty much what they said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try it on this guy. If anything goes to crap and they're trying to blame back us, I'm going to try to sit myself and be either his, not therapist, but more like a
consultant or something.
I guess a consultant.
Like kind of see what's going, like talk to him,
Yeah. Like put themselves in that position to where they could just be, okay, that way there's no traces back on us. I make myself look like a good person. And
Yeah.
And so the crazy thing about this, though, is nothing can be confirmed.
Of course.
Because they deleted all the records.
Yes.
Everything was erased.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple books where a couple people did find. So the only thing that was found, and it was because of pretty much a snitch that used to work for the CIA, remembered that they had in a warehouse financial records. So that's all that was found. Financial records.
It's not the only thing they actually found, how they actually found out about MKUltra, because they deleted everything.
Yeah.
The only thing that they actually stayed behind was just
the financial records and like where they took place and what some equipment that was used, but never like to what extent they were used, Yeah.
I think there were some government documents released on like the CIA website. There's after the Freedom of Information Act, they had to put out everything that they had been doing. A lot of it's been redacted, like there's black spaces over everything, but there's a lot of documents out there where it shows a lot that happened.
Yeah, but this happened. Yeah. After a certain time, we would get that information, but how we knew back then, before actually them stating it was one of the CIA agents came out.
Oh yeah.
That's how he came out, and that's how it was.
That's how like
it was
public. Brought to light. Yeah. By that CIA whistleblowers, what they called them in the little interview that I listened to.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, all the records and stuff wasn't deleted until Richard Helms told Sydney to delete them all when they left in 1973. And what they said is, "Hey, we found nothing. Mind control can't happen." And like pretty much they said they didn't. It was all a big waste of money, pretty much.
Word.
Right.
And that's
Right.
where the conspiracy starts. You know, that's where all the conspiracies come out, and like how we were talking behind the scenes about artists that
Yeah.
seem mind controlled and like the way they act. Like, I don't know, man. I ain't never done some weird stuff that I've seen these guys do. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like,
I think for a fact it's still being used today.
do you think it's really effective? Like, people are really mind controlled right now.
I think so. Yeah.
I think people with
100%.
higher power, of course. Why not? Why wouldn't you want to control that?
So you think that you think that what they found, and then, you know, the two people says, hey, it didn't happen, nothing worked, it was a big
False.
waste of money.
Yeah.
False.
It was a cover.
You think it's a cover up?
Oh, yeah, for
100%.
sure.
Because that's what everybody thinks, that it's a cover
See,
up.
I thought you were going to go a little bit more dark on this, to be honest. I really thought you went all sad with me with the little girl. You kind of, you tripped me out on that one. I just really thought, because whenever I started digging into this, like MKUltra, whenever I guess it's either the bigger one, I didn't know about the story on the little girl, but whenever I started seeing it, it started going and leaning and taking me. First of all, it's a wormhole. You know how it is.
Rabbit
It
hole.
is.
Yeah.
It's just,
That's how
you
all
dig on
conspiracies
something,
are.
and then you just keep going and going and going and going and going, and it never ends. So what I was looking into it and seeing on the MKUltra, how many people with, which is mainly, yes, the guys are correct, the ones you had said, even though I have mentioned there was another two guys that his name was like Frank Olson and George W. Merck, were also either involved or also created it. I'm not sure. I will do the research on that, but they were also involved. Now, I think this may have to do something back with, not my favorite word, but one of the words that is being used a lot. It's just the Illuminati, one of the New World Orders.
Before you go with that, with the Illuminati, the big red flag for me is for this whole experiments just on the human experiments on their like physiques and like messing with humans. They spent over $25 million.
Yeah. For sure.
And
Back
you're telling
then.
me, yeah, that's what I'm
Back
saying.
then.
Back then. So
Yeah.
back then, imagine how much 25 million would be today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're in the bills.
Yeah, like
Ciao.
Definitely.
that's why I'm saying, like, it had to. You're telling me you spent over $25 million back then, and you found nothing.
Yeah.
Everything was a fail.
BS.
Come on, guys.
BS.
Okay, sorry. Now that's why I wanted to do that, because that much money
Yes.
goes back to the Illuminati.
Exactly. I'm just thinking this was all part of a plan. You know what? For the New World Order. And I just feel like up to today, right now, it's being used, as you were saying. Do you think there's people being used? Yes, most definitely. They put somebody in a position of power, and then you know what? Either you're not doing what we say, but you're already in a position where people know you, and we cannot let that go, because you're gonna go out and spill everything out. So
Yes.
this is what we're gonna do: bring them in, strap them in.
Like presidents.
Yes. Have you not seen that? There's ones where they have, like, what was it, Clinton? I think it was Clinton. He was getting either his makeup done for a TV show, and he just like looks straight up like a fucking zombie. It was just like. Then again, a lot of them do the same thing as well.
The
Like,
craziest one to me was that Wendy Williams. Have you guys seen her?
yeah.
Yes.
How she was just.
She did it like 2 or 3 times.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That man Cardi B.
The one that really got me, and I actually wrote it down, it was the Katy Perry. The Katy Perry, she was actually in a live performance, and as she was singing and going, she actually said, saying like, "Master," these are her words, not mine. She said, "Master, I'm not feeling well," and then just collapsed during her performance. So, who is she referring to as master?
She ain't referring to the masters.
I'm just saying, there's got to be somebody that's in control of this, and you know what? Somehow they get that, because I assume like anything, there's got to be a flaw in there. You know, it's not 100% accurate. So I'm just saying, those times that she has to where she realizes who she is, or either being possessed, whatever you want to look at it. That's that 1 second you get, and that's when we actually see the real her, where she's saying, "Master, you know what? I'm not feeling very well," and she just boom.
Do you think that's really her, or that's some mind control?
It could be a little bit of both. It could
Maybe
be a little
the mind control's like failing a little bit.
either maybe because you got to think about it. Once you let's just say you do it a lot and a lot, you got to fry their brains, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
Cause honestly, bro, think about like just any case in general, not like using drugs or anything, but for instance, like serial killers that keep their captives in the basement for like 25 years. Like those people, when they come out, they're fried. Like they're done. Like they think if I go to the cops, it's gonna go worse for me. If I, you know what I mean? Like they're manipulated that way. Imagine spending $25 million and figuring a way how to manipulate people. You know, that's what's super crazy about me, and that's why, although the case was closed in 1973, and
So they say, yeah.
I don't think that. I agree with Miguel. I think it was a cover up.
For
Bro,
sure.
I even think, now this is my theory on this. I may even think they're even using that on TV shows.
I was literally about to ask you guys
and
if
I don't think we're noticing it.
Mm-hmm. Like Get Out.
They just perfected that.
You think so?
Dude, have you not seen? Yeah.
What?
But the creator is Tyler Perry, right?
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele. He's a comedian that he kind of talks about stuff like that sometimes.
Right.
But I mean, to me, that's crazy. That's kind of like MKUltra, you know? I don't know, man.
I mean, just think about it. Just take a look at the generation. How divided we are, and we all have different opinions. I get it. We're a society. We're all gonna have different opinions. But in some of the stuff, I see them, and just look. As I was looking at this, I was looking at the way it would, for example, like Cocomelon. Have you guys seen and what they say about like Cocomelon? It's like a drug to the kids.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you don't think they actually? I'm not saying that they did, but what I'm saying is that you don't think there's a possible way they could just insert, you know what, all the knowledge they had from running this $1 million corporation and added it on to a TV. That way they could be like, you know what, let's make this a little bit bigger. Let's get the younger generation, the ones that are coming up. That way we can dumb them down and keep them under our control.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like so there's a trending toy. What, Miguel, I'll have you put a picture on to show him. It's like has a big smile with a bunch of sharp teeth.
Huggy
Yeah, that guy that's trending around.
Yeah.
Bro.
That dude crazy, by the way. He trips me out.
Like, why? Why are you doing that? Why are you throwing stuff like that out to kids?
Have you heard the theme song?
No.
I don't know if it's a theme song or he says it, but I stopped my kids from watching him because I overheard it, and I also followed back on one of the TikTok videos. Follow us on TikTok.
Let's go.
where they it said about killing your parents.
What?
Like it's in the theme song.
Oh, I did. It is the theme song.
It's the theme song,
that.
right?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Like
it's like
don't be afraid.
Yes,
like don't be afraid. Kill your parents or something like that.
Yeah,
that's wild.
And like people on TikTok, that's where I heard it.
Yeah.
People on TikTok like lower everything and they like show you what it says.
Yeah.
That's what it says. It's crazy, bro. MKUltra is everywhere.
Exactly.
Everywhere.
So I wouldn't doubt it that it's there just to manipulate the minds of the younger generation.
Yeah, for sure. It's like predictive programming or subliminal messages.
There's a lot to.
Yeah.
You've been awfully quiet on this subject.
I'm waiting for the Denver airport.
Is that what you're waiting for?
That's what I'm waiting for. I want to see which way you're taking it. I mean, get into it.
Let's see what you got on
hear
it.
So, actually, for all you guys that don't know, every week we try to do a segment, a special segment. We bring it out. So before I actually start, which is on my conspiracy theory, I would like to start in with our new segment. It's a little surprise for you guys. I don't think you guys... I didn't tell any of these guys. And,
so we're going to be just as surprised as y'all.
So, like I said, we're not leaving the conspiracies. This is just a segment where we talk a little bit about something, either what's going on in the world, or we talk about, sports. We talk about this. Something, it's called like a rapid fire with this. So here, I got a surprise for the guys. I've been hiding it. It's been hidden. They didn't want to know.
The secrets of rapid fire.
Yeah, it's a surprise. Just so you guys know, the producers made me do it.
You got a bag in a bag?
I got a bag in a bag,
That's
bro.
what it sounds
It's secure. So
Bagception.
it's called, just so you guys know, the segment, this week's segment is called How Hot Are You?
I'm not eating anything. If it's a chip,
If it's that chip,
It's the chip.
Oh,
I'm not
man.
doing
No, I don't know. if
I'm
I wanna
good.
do
Thank
this,
you,
bro.
You got these from Quick Trip.
No, I did not. I didn't get it from Quick Trip.
I'm not doing this.
Bro, do you want us to finish this?
It turns your tongue blue.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We got to break after this.
I am sensitive to spicy foods.
Oh, stop
Yeah.
being a little baby.
I'll break out in hives. I'm allergic.
You're not allergic. So you guys don't know, I got all the co-hosts, the One Chip Challenge. We're not being sponsored by it. It's just I just figured that we bring out and let you guys know what we think and in reality what's the hype
Porque
about all
somos
this.
mexicanos, huh?
So I've never actually opened it or smelled it or tasted it. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna be.
Thanks.
Oh, I think I got it.
Bro, I don't know if I can eat this, bro. I don't like spicy stuff at all.
Really?
Oh, bro.
I don't. I would.
I will give it to you. You know the packaging is pretty well done.
Bro, Illuminati, bro.
I know.
Look at that.
It's gonna make you cry. They say.
Meg, Illuminati.
I saw that.
If I die, y'all know who did it.
Edgar's trying to take over the podcast. He's trying to kill us off.
You got your little flyer for the end.
Oh. So this is pretty much how this segment's gonna go. I have we're all gonna whoever. If Miguel, if you don't want to taste it, because I know Miguel, it's
I'm
really
allergic.
doesn't. You're not allergic. You
I'm
just really
allergic.
don't do spicy foods. And if you don't want to do it, that's totally understandable. I guess me and Richard would just take the hit on this one.
Dude, I saw this one guy do it on Twitch.
He threw up, bro.
Did it really?
There was.
Are you
I've seen
talking about
people that
speed?
threw. No, I've
Yeah.
seen people that threw up.
Nah, bro, this looks wild.
Bro, you already touched it. I heard you gotta like wear gloves and shit so that you won't rub your eyes and stuff
Ooh,
after.
no, yeah, my fingers are already blue.
So this is how the segment is gonna go. We're gonna cheer it up.
Are we for real gonna eat this?
Yeah.
Dude,
Danger. I can't even open this. I'm so nervous.
You're shaky.
why would you do this?
You thought we were gonna like this idea?
No, I knew you guys weren't gonna like it. That's why I didn't say it. So this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna chip it up. We're gonna eat it, and then as we're,
Wait, are we eating the whole thing?
Nah, I'm taking a bite.
I'm taking a bite, bro.
I ain't eating the whole thing.
I'll eat the whole fucking thing. I'll eat the whole thing. So wait.
Nah, let's just do it.
No,
I'm trying to get it over with.
No, hold on. I got. There's no rules, but what I'm saying is we're.
I'm nervous.
Why
now.
you
I'm more
shaking?
nervous about this than the whole
Dude,
pod.
look at my hands.
I'm sweating, bro.
So this is how we do it. It's the segment's called "How Hot Are You?"
No, baby.
Where I have it's like I said, it's rapid. I have 10 questions. As you're eating this, we're all gonna alternate on questions. You have a question, he has a question, I'll give you a question. It's just simple questions, like stuff that you know. So it's not, don't get so like hyped about it, and it's just quick to the point. You guys ready?
No.
You ready, Mig?
I guess.
Bro.
All right, here. Paki. Here we go.
You gotta eat the whole thing. You gotta put the whole chip in your mouth. Oh, no. If you're coughing, I ain't gonna eat it.
Tastes like booty, by the way.
Oh.
A little ASMR.
Woo! Okay, hold on.
Are you sure this was a good idea? No.
All right, Richard, we're gonna start with you. Hey, what is your favorite childhood memory?
Dude, this is trash.
Favorite childhood memory? Like young or
Yeah. Oh, it's not too bad.
when we used to go behind El Tequila and there used to be soccer fields and we would go after school every time.
Meg,
Get
do
kidding.
you have any regrets? If so, what are they?
Dile.
And why?
We regretted the same
Eating
thing.
this chip. That's my biggest regret.
If you could change anything about... I'm crying, dude. I'm crying. If you could change anything about your past, what would it be and why?
Eating this chip because I'm crying. Bruh.
What was the worst advice?
Don't eat this chip.
Are we going to be doing about the
Yes.
chip?
This was the worst segment I've ever been a part of.
Okay.
I've never cried during this segment. Ask me another one.
Last one. What was your dream job?
My dream job?
Yes.
My dream job was going to the league. And I'm not crying because I didn't make it. I'm crying because of this damn chip. But yeah, that was my dream, playing soccer professionally.
Yours, Miguel?
I wanted to be a basketball player. Be in the NBA.
That's good.
What about yours?
My dream job, always wanted to be in the music industry.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I love music. So that was one of my biggest jobs. So scale of 1 to 10, how hard are you?
Right now, I'm about a 20.
20? You?
I'd say a 10. I only took a small bit, but my mouth is numb.
Yeah, the mouth is just really numb.
My tongue is like, I can't feel it. Don't cry.
It's okay. All right, so we'll take a break and we'll pick it
Another
up.
bite?
I'm down. You want to?
Nah, I'm just kidding.
You don't want to?
We'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Edgar from the emrpodcast. I would like to thank you guys for staying tuned up to this point. I want to invite all of you guys to go ahead and make sure you guys subscribe, follow all of our social media page. Make sure you have that bell notification on. Make sure you guys stay tuned as we're about to approach the second part. So what's up, guys? For you guys, they stay tuned. We had to take a small little break after that little one chip challenge. Which, by the way, if you see me crying, I wasn't crying.
You were sweating out of your eyes?
Exactly. That was spicy as hell.
You asked me those emotional questions that I was crying too.
Really? I seen you. I seen a couple of tears. But yes, my stomach was burning. So I had to take a little break after that. So most importantly, welcome back, guys. We're here and we're back at it. For you guys that don't know and just skip through this segment here, we're talking about conspiracies today. We just got done talking about, which is MKUltra. So make sure if you skipped, go back. That's a very hot topic that we were just discussing here. To the next one here, we're talking about Denver Airport, guys. The Denver Airport. So I don't know how much you guys know about this or how much you guys actually heard, because there's a lot of conspiracies on this. So to me, this one here, it's one of the ones that actually got me into the conspiracies before I actually even knew. Long story short, I used to live in Denver. One of my neighbors came up to me and said, "Hey, did you hear about this?" I had no idea what conspiracies were until he came in and approached me at it. But to get straight to the point, the Denver airport has been one of the biggest conspiracies that I think we still don't know what really went down or why they even built it. So this was constructed, which was in 1995. They had a perfectly good airport, roughly about 16 to 20 miles away. There was nothing wrong with the airport, so they just decided to do something bigger. And this is where it starts getting a little bit creepy. So originally the cost of this airport was it was going to be about 2-point-something billions. But it actually expanded a little bit more and it cost a little bit more. It wrapped up to $4.8 billion.
Wow.
So almost 2-point-something more than what they had to.
What year did you say this happened?
This happened in 1995.
Dang.
Yeah, this happened back in 1995. Like I said, and then this is where it starts getting a little bit crazy and it starts diving into what's really there. Because, see, they had to go through many phases. So one of them was as they were constructing it, for no apparent reason, the owners went ahead and fired the contractor. So the contractor is pretty much the one that's building it. And then he fired them and his whole entire crew. And then he would just rehire some more people. And then the same thing, there was a lot of people that were actually being hired on to this project. So up to this day, nobody really know what they actually built because they would just pick up back from where the other contractor left. So this is where it starts getting very mysterious, and there's a lot of tunnels that we're going to discuss about this right now. So not only did they only spend $2 billion more than what it would actually cost more, they also delayed the project by almost 2 years. So it took even longer. So that's where the questions start popping in. What it's actually there that took longer than what they were supposed to. Usually, if you delay something, it's going to be within a couple of months. But 2 years, that's a long of a stretch there. So have you heard about it?
Yeah.
You know about you too?
Yeah. I've been in there too, and all like the structures that they have and the pictures and the portraits and all that. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
It's wild. It's wild. So for all you guys that have never been or even heard about it, so it's a big, massive airport. It's tend to be one of the biggest airports to this day in the U.S. And the conspiracies run on it because everything there is so dark. Everything there seems to be a little bit more heading towards like dark and evil. They have this as soon as you walk in the airport, they have this big, which is big horse. They have this big giant horse with the shining red eyes. They call him Lucifer. That's his name.
Mm-hmm.
Lucifer.
Yeah.
And if that's not creepy enough, many people have actually also talked about why do they have, which is like, the barbed wire, how they have them surrounding which is the whole airport. Mm-hmm. But usually if you always try to keep people out, you have the barbed wire that's wrapped up in circles. They have it facing out. In this scenario, they have them facing in. So it's like they're trying not to have whoever's inside get out instead of the other way around. You know what I mean?
Weird.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they're not trying to. It's like welcoming whoever wants to come in, but once you're in, they don't let you get out. Mm. So nobody knows exactly what or why they even did this. So a lot of things, like I just mentioned just now, the tunnels.
Before you get into that, is that all the points you had on Lucifer?
Oh no.
Okay.
Lucifer gets wild.
For sure.
What do you know about Lucifer?
That the architect died while he was working on it.
The artist?
Yeah.
Yeah. His name was Luis Jimenez.
Yeah.
Era un paisa. He was a Mexican roots. No, Spain. I think it was Spain or something. So yes, he had some Latin roots to him.
Yeah.
So do you know how he died?
I'm pretty sure the horse killed him.
That's the theory.
Yes. So as he was constructing it,
something fell on him.
Yeah, the head.
Yeah.
The head just collapsed, like broke off, and it killed. So his family members had to take over the project.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that actually finished it off. So it's very creepy, and there's also Lucifer itself gets a little bit deep because a lot of people were tying it into, which is like the Bible, because you know how they have like 4
horsemen.
Yes, and supposedly that's one of them.
Yeah,
and it also talks about what the definition of that one in particular itself means. Mm-hmm. But as you start it just starts getting very dark and dark and dark and dark, and I'm not scared. I'm not scared, but it's just
one of those touchy subjects that you're just like,
I just don't like getting too dark.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the tunnels. That's where we left off. The tunnels. They have a lot of tunnels, which is in the airport itself. Many people have said that they actually are for, which is just luggage transportation. That's what they say.
That's what they say, but that ain't what it's.
That's
for.
not. I don't think that's what it's for either.
Nah, there's some bunkers down there.
They might. There's a lot of people that have actually seen them, and there's access to certain employees that they can walk. But for the majority of them, they said that there's some that have like different doors that are heavily guarded. Mm-hmm. So what exactly is it's in one of those tunnels that leads to who knows what? So there is also the time capsule. You seen the time capsule?
Yeah.
The how it has a Freemason logo on it, and it's meant to supposedly symbolize they're gonna have a lot of things in there for just the Colorado people in there. So there's a lot of key points that we could talk, if you guys like, about each and individual one, because I have them all. But one of the things that just kind of struck me and kind of led to this was that there's a lot of either presidents, Queen Elizabeth, and people with high power have a lot, which is land bought around the airport.
Oh, now, I didn't know that.
So the theory kind of goes on saying that this is going to be the new world order. This is where, because supposedly for you to control, which is the population, I think you got to reduce it to where it's only about 3%. That way you could really, really control those minds. Right now, we're just we are way too many, I'm sorry, for you to actually control. But the less people, the better. Many people think that that's the way how they're going to get them, which they'll put them on these bunkers, like he was just saying, which they stretch miles and miles away. And then depending on what your theory or what you've seen, they think that there's going to be either some heavy gas coming from there, potentially killing some of the people. And if you don't kill them and you try to escape, that's why you have your barbed wire, so you can't even leave. You're kind of forced to stay there. And within people having, which is a lot of property there, it's like their main attraction to actually see what is going on. I'm not even going to get up at the pictures because I'm assuming you guys all seen the pictures, right? And the portraits and
the murals.
Yeah. And how deadly and how they're just very dark they are.
Yeah.
But
so pretty much what you're saying is there's a group of people trapped in there?
Not now. I feel like
eventually.
I just feel that within time, when it comes to the new world order, that's how you're going to get people. Like calling it like a safe space. Like, hey, we have all these tunnels here, like a massive, I don't know, we could even go about some chaos is going on and they want to just like tell people back in the day, just kind of like, I don't know if we could say it or not, but I'm going to say it like Nazis, you know, how did they do to control them? You know, they just put them in these chambers and just kind of release.
Put gas.
Have you seen the boys in the striped pajamas?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
So it's kind of like that.
Yeah, how that pretty much was like them killing them though.
Uh-huh.
Like they would trap them in a little, like at their concentration camps, and then they'll walk in there and then they'll start just releasing gases in there, and some would die, some would be survived but messed up and stuff like that.
So it gets pretty deep, and that one's if you're like a very sentimental person, that's one you might want to watch because the ending it takes a twist. It kind of sucks to say this, but I mean that's pretty much the only way there is right now to actually control the world. I mean, if they're really thinking about which is like a new world order, you can't really control them any other way.
Yeah.
I mean,
limit them.
You know, somebody said it better, which it was like Thanos. There was a reason why. I mean, I'm a Marvel guy, so I'm seeing that all of everything we want to say about something we always reflected back to Thanos. But that was the reason why he eliminated all those people. It was just for a better living. But people we're so attached to sentimental that we don't actually realize the main purpose. Now, I'm not saying this is good. I'm saying, but what I am saying is that, you know what? Our resources are coming down. You know, we don't have, if we keep on growing and going at the rate that we are, there's going to be a point where this is where I guess the Bible talks about where it says, you know what, your resources will be cut down, that you will be forced to do something, get that chip that everybody's talking about for you to maintain those resources, or else you're not going to get them. And sure. I think it's a plan. It's all a plan of the New World Order.
I agree.
Do you know a little bit more about this? You should know.
I do know, but I mean, I don't know. To me, I don't know. It's my conspiracies are really faith-based. Like, I'm a firm believer in Christianity. So that's how I look at it. A lot of the stuff is talked about in the Bible. Most conspiracies have to do with good and evil. So how I look at it is like the world is run by the devil. This is just my opinion. I'm not trying to persuade anyone or change anyone's opinions, but that's how I see it. The devil is the ruler of this earth, so he kind of runs everything on here. He's trying to get as many people as he can, and that's how, in my opinion, that's like the New World Order, the Illuminati, the Freemasons. A lot of those are, for me anyways, biblically tied to like the devil. I don't know how you guys see that.
No, I agree. And to a sense, I feel like you don't have to be a strong believer to actually see that, because that's a great perspective on your part, but that's really what's going on.
Yeah.
And it just somehow we're walking with, like, you know, when the horses are racing, they have like these blinders. Yeah, they have these blinders, so they have them on, so the horses will not see the crowd or anything. Their main focus and objective is to just get across the finish line. And I feel like that's how we're doing it right now. Yeah. We're all walking like this, and the main purpose and what's over there is just money,
power,
fashion,
fame.
Yep. It goes back to they're using a different form to control us. without us knowing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it is not taking a lot, bro.
Yeah.
It's they're not. It's not. If people could just actually just sit back and just analyze a little bit of our life. I know this is taking like a super right turn, but what I'm saying is if people would just sit down and analyze their lives, we're not intended to work till we die. We're just supposed to just work just to supply our essential needs. But most of us are so focused on trying to become wealthy, trying to become rich, trying to become powered, that we're not really looking at the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
So, yes, I agree. Sometimes we have to sit down and we talk to Miguel about anything that has to do with Christianity. I agree. Some of the things are just really tied into the Bible. And I think, yes, if it's there and if it speaks it, I agree. Like I said, you don't have to be a firm believer.
For sure.
You can just
100%.
you can see the evil around every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But I mean, it's just crazy because I mean, there's people out there that say, you know, I'm not saying that I believe this or anything. So I just like to throw that controversy out there because there is a lot of people there that say, you know, the Illuminati wrote some of the New Testament and stuff like that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And that's their way to manipulate us too. Like through the Bible. Yeah, it says what we need to do, but they know that a lot of us don't follow those commandments, don't do none of that. And it's, I don't know, to me, that like gets dark, but I've heard people like say that, like, you know, that's their way to run the world because there's a Bible. Because, you know, me, myself, like, I believe in God. I feel like I believe in the Bible. I've read a couple, not the whole thing, but I've read some of it and it makes sense, you know, it's all happening right now. But at the end of the day, I never met the guy that wrote it. I really don't know what happened. You know what I mean? I just go by what the book says, what the Bible says.
Yeah.
And some people take it that way. You
Correct.
know what I mean? And it's just, that's why I'm getting like this Antarctica, this airport thing. Like, I feel like it's all, like you said, it's like all the evil people coming together in a way, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Like I said, I believe in God. I'm not a Christian or a Catholic. I have a relationship with God, you know. I don't really believe in churches. That's just me. But I wanted to touch base with that because I also wanted to let you guys know, like, there's that controversy out there too.
Of course.
Of people. And I can't believe that people don't believe that the Bible is real or that it's man-made, like, by someone that just wanted to control us, you know. But I have no idea. I hope that's not the case. And I know in my heart that, you know.
I think just whenever we start talking about which is religion or faith or anything that has to do with either good or evil, there's always going to be that other person that just kind of agrees or disagrees, you know. And it's fine. I think everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And I just think, like, for me, I'm like you. I'm in the middle. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a devil worshiper. I'm not this. I'm just in the middle. I try to live my life day to day, just like anybody else, you know. But I listen and I respect your decisions. Whatever you decide to make, I respect them. I never sit here and say blah 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 blah. No, I don't attack you. Now, if you were the opposite and like the other side of the coin, I'm not gonna sit here and blah blah blah. Hey, man, that's your faith, man. Congratulations. Exactly. You proceed and do whatever you want to do with your life, and you do whatever you want to do with your life, you know?
It wouldn't be a conspiracy if there wasn't two sides, you know?
Exactly.
Like, on this topic that we're
speaking. Yeah, I know. We started with the Denver airport. Now we're, like, talking about something else.
It gets deep.
Yeah, it's because it all ties in depending on your beliefs, you know? It all comes down to one. Miguel was just saying just now, you know what? Everything that goes on, he kind of reflects his back on the Bible and he follows that to that. Yeah, that's his beliefs. That's fine. Like I said, I respect it. And somehow, some way, everything that we talk about or see, especially when it's something evil like this, yes, sometimes I hear him out and he's got a good point. I just sit back and I kind of watch and I'm like, you know what? I just feel that if somebody wrote it and everything is still current, there's no coincidence. That's where my stance, you know, like, there's no coincidence somebody could have wrote this book and be so accurate on it, you know. But like I said, I'm in the middle. I'm not saying he's over here giving me $100 to actually say this.
No, I agree.
But this is just my stand. So this is where we're at. So we'll probably, if you guys like us talking about which is like the Bible, because like you just said it just now, there's a lot of people I didn't even know about this. The Illuminati made it. You said wrote it or something like that.
Like they were like back then it was called something else. It wasn't called the Illuminati. But it was a group of people. Like you're talking about back like before like Benjamin Franklin and all them. Like they all had to do with it. Like it's been starting since the beginning with power. And I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I like to just go in there and just, it's a conspiracy, you know, like that's what I think it was called, like the Bible conspiracy. And I was looking at other conspiracy. It was actually when I was looking up MKUltra info that stuff like that popped, and I just read a little bit. And I mean, it depends, bro. Honestly, it's like I said, there's two sides. I agree on my side, which I don't think that they would be capable of doing it. But then it's such a coincidence on some things that it's like, damn, bro, like it's literally going step by step.
They just want to confuse you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, 100%.
They just want to confuse the hell out of you, so you don't even know what to believe or not.
Because
even they want to make you doubt your belief.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying, and that goes to the Bible thing. Yeah. They want you to doubt it. With so many conspiracies, look how many like they always have a contradiction. They always have someone that's contradicting it, that says, nah, I believe this, no, this. And then, you know.
So you think even the conspiracies itself is also a plan to distract people as well?
Yeah, probably.
A lot of people say that. So.
Maybe all of this is just really a distraction to get the people to actually just focus on something else and what's really going on.
Yeah, 100%.
Because if you notice that every time they do something or something happens worldwide, your attention is somewhere else, but something over here is also going on that we're not paying attention to.
For sure.
And then it just, everything seems to be tying back to just MKUltra, you know, because the TVs and news and everybody is all in it. Well, at least in my theory, I think they are. So therefore, they're forced to focus over here while the elites are over here planning something else.
Yeah.
Crazy.
There's another wormhole.
It is. It's just this never stops.
Yeah, for sure.
And especially many people, they just think that all these conspiracies, they're just something to talk about. But I just feel like for these kind of things, you just really have to be woke. You have to just not really understand, but just have an open opinion.
Think outside the box.
That there might be something else. Just the craziest one, and we can jump straight in it because I feel like we're taking too much time on this. But just like the Antarctica. Just like that one. That's a wormhole as it is.
Yeah, by itself.
That's a big wormhole.
Yeah. I have, on my points, I have 4, 5, 6, 7 different conspiracies. And, I mean, they're all a little bit alike, but that's just like the tip of the iceberg. There's still everything below the sea. We
would have to do a full episode on Antarctica if we wanted to touch half of it.
Yeah. There's a lot.
What? Now that we're just talking about it, I'm like, could you believe in a flat earth, right?
I don't think it's round.
Okay, so do you believe in a flat earth?
No.
You think it's round?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in the middle.
Literally.
You think it's a sphere? Like a half sphere?
Dude,
You think we're like the Simpsons in a globe?
Yes.
Like that episode?
Yes. That's exactly what I believe.
That was in the movie.
Or in the movie, yeah.
Yes, it was in the movie. Where they couldn't escape.
Them showing us.
It's just as we talk about it, things are just progressing and everything's leading back to it.
If that's real, that's another Simpsons.
What's there, right? So you want to lead with yours?
Yeah, I can. So I don't even know where to start, man. Honestly, like I don't have these categorized in any specific order, but back I want to say in the 80s, I didn't get the date, but there is a military operation called Operation Icebridge. The mission was pretty much to gather data like on changes to the glaciers, ice sheets, and the thickness of the sea ice to understand like the polar ice in how polar ice and the global climate are connected. And
That's a lot of big words.
yeah, I know. A lot of people believe that the images contained evidence of a ancient civilization. Like there was like structures out there, and they were just covered in the ice. So who knows if like there's a theory that's not recognized by science. I forgot exactly the name of it, but it's pretty much where the poles shift.
Yeah.
And the Earth moves to where like Antarctica used to not be ice, and then the poles shifted, and it got to a certain point in the Earth where it was all cold and everything iced over. So that's what people think, that there was a civilization before the poles shifted, and then they got iced over. Some people think there's pyramids under the ice.
Right.
So
I just quick question. Just so on your theory, there's not an ice around it, like a full on ice, like Antarctica. You know how they have it as a continent by itself here? You can see it there.
Right.
Do you believe it's its own personal continent, or is it
an ice wall?
Just all the way around?
Yeah. Like, are you asking my opinion?
I'm asking your opinion. Yes.
That I don't know. Like, I don't really have an opinion on that because I haven't done enough research on it. But the maps that they had back in the day, the flat Earth maps, yeah, that's how it's depicted, as an ice wall all the way around.
What do you think?
I don't think that it's covered like that.
You think it's just a continent?
Yeah. Because in my opinion, we have sent people over there and stuff, and then there's like a treaty with the whole world where people can't go, right, unattended or whatever over there. And I just feel like, I don't know, man. I believe in global warming, and I feel like if it was a big giant ice rim surrounded, that it would have melted, because there is evidence that icebergs are melting around the world.
That's crazy. I don't know about that civilization.
Yeah.
Maybe the lost city of Atlantis.
Maybe.
That's what I heard about
Antarctica.
I did hear about the pyramids being frozen and stuff.
For sure. And back in World War II, the Nazis were really interested. They were always interested. Many believe there are Nazi bases built there, because he would send like submarine fleets. Well, I mean, I'm sure they'd still be there if they built them.
Didn't some people? I don't know if you got this deep, but didn't some people say that the Nazis went to hide out there?
Yeah.
Like, some people even believe Hitler was one of those people, that he didn't die, that he didn't commit suicide, that he ran
to Antarctica.
That's another one there.
Yeah.
I did listen to that.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Because they don't know if he went there to Antarctica or Argentina. Because there's a lot. There's like little cities in Argentina where German, like people only speak German.
Mm-hmm.
It's just German people in those cities in Argentina. So there was ties to Argentina and Antarctica with the Nazis.
Damn.
But
I also see that there's labs and scientific experiments still going on in Antarctica there.
Yeah.
That's what I seen. That's just a little bit of what I researched. I was just checking. They still, especially nowadays with the Google Earth, they have found a lot. I think that's how they found the pyramids, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Somebody just kind of
was scouting the area.
Yeah, and they seen it, and they seen a bunch of little
structures.
Yeah, what trips me more out is like what you were saying. Go back to the treaty where like 56 countries, like you got 56 countries to get together.
They just came to an agreement. You're talking about countries we go to war with.
It's 54, no?
It might have been 54. I have 56.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We can't even do that now.
You guys let us know. 54, 56. Edgar versus Miguel. Or
I think it's 56, but I could be wrong. You know, once again, there's a lot of things going on that we don't even know. We can't even do that now. We can't even get in peace with Mexico or freaking Canada.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. How do you get 56 people? You're like, oh, nope, no one can come in.
Yeah.
Like they're hiding something.
For sure. So that treaty was actually in 1959. The main 3 points are Antarctica shall be used for peaceful purposes only, so people can't like go to war over
like
it,
bomb it and stuff.
Yeah, and then the second one is freedom of scientific investigation. So like anyone can go over there and research it for scientific purposes. And then the third one is scientific observations and results from there has to be exchanged with everyone in the treaty.
Whew.
So they're down there for something. They're looking for something. And that was in 1959. But if you look at any encyclopedias before then, like the Encyclopedia Britannica from 1958, I took a little quote from it. It said, flights provided the inland features in character with a dome of 13,000 feet high at latitude 80 degrees south and longitude 90 degrees east. So in the encyclopedia, they were saying there was a dome over Antarctica. Like people couldn't fly over there.
Like they would hit.
Yeah, they'd hit the dome.
That's crazy.
That was one of the points I would always give you when we were talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, the big thing about that. So this is my thing about the crazy thing about the world not being round. Like I said, I believe that the Earth is round just because I've read scientists, and
that just kind of has been betrayed all of our
Yeah.
life. That's
Yeah,
the way they
pretty much.
teach you. That's the way they kind of shove it down your throat.
yeah. But the only thing that I've always contradicted people, and I've said I just throw this out just for a conspiracy, is if you look at any plane radar of where they go, they always go left to right or right to left, but they never go up and down like around.
Yeah.
And what I said is, if you're trying to get to Spain and you live in Canada, why wouldn't you just go around instead of having to go all the way? Or in Los Angeles, actually they don't go this way. All of them go this way. Like
right?
To the right cuz people from LA they don't go around. Does that make sense? They don't go through their coast. They go through to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to New York or whatever, and then from New York they head that way.
So what are we trying to go from New York to LA?
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying like continent, like
From
international.
like LA to
Yeah,
China or something.
Yeah, like internationally. That's what always got my brain is how come they don't take, if you're in LA and China's over here, why are you going this way to get to China when you could go this way? There's nothing over here but water, but why wouldn't you just go around and get there quicker? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what always blew my mind about it, and that's why I've always said like.
And there's more where if you really want to get really detailed about it, there's more where they show like you got which is like the round world as we are all being portrayed as, and then they shows okay, here's Argentina, here's this, here's that. He's like the easiest route in the global one would to be cross here. I don't know the details. That's why I'm just putting them out. But they're like, why are they taking this direction? Exactly. And they always like, I could tell you why. Now they look at the flat Earth and they're like, see how much more of a sense this makes?
Yeah.
So once again, we don't know, bro. We don't know. And this is the thing that gets crazy about this because we're never going to know.
And that's the thing, bro. Like a lot of people, like if the world were to be flat, what else are they lying about? I mean, to be honest, like
the moon landing.
I mean, honestly, do you think, I think that's why like Elon Musk and all these billionaires are going up in space or whatever. They're trying to figure it out themselves too.
So you think they are going?
I think they are. Yeah, I think they are.
My opinion is they're not.
I don't think they're going either.
They're part of that group of elite people. They have enough money to be in that group. So maybe they just have to push the narrative.
Yeah. But it's just like Elon Musk, bro. He has so many different views, like in everything, that it's just crazy. Like
for that same reason, I think that's why they're pushing it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I still think there's no space. So I don't think, like, if we're going back to the research about the encyclopedia that he was saying.
So what do you guys think the stars are then?
Okay. First, let me clear out. I have to draw it to you for you to make sense. But I believe it's flat with a dome. I believe it's flat with a dome. I'm sorry. I believe it's flat with a dome. So everything that we're seeing, I also don't think that there's any space. I also believe the sun, the moon, those are not, they're in our solar system. I think they're here because you can't pass that. Like back to his topic and going back to you, that encyclopedia in 1958, it was a plane that was actually going from New Zealand to just kind of scout the place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? And he said he came back and then told everybody else, you know what? At certain latitude, at certain this, and just giving them coordinates. He's like, there's a dome structure there. But after that, the year following after that,
the treaty was signed.
Yes. And not just that, they changed all the encyclopedia.
Yeah.
For you not to have any knowledge of it. For you guys not to even know that even existed.
How high do you say this is? The dome?
I don't know the exact ones, but I think he read it.
I think Miguel read it.
13,000 feet.
Okay. And how high do you go on a plane? Because you go above the clouds.
Yeah. I think the plane.
I think it depends on the plane.
Yeah, because if you're surveying the land, you don't want to be that high.
No, I'm talking about like when you're on a plane and you're going to a different.
I want to say it's like 50,000.
Because you're above. What I'm trying to get at is, if you're above the clouds and everything, wouldn't you be able to see something if you're closer?
Closer to what?
To like the stars or the sun, or couldn't you see it closer? And like with the telescopes, like that's what I'm trying to say.
Yes,
like,
but you're saying, okay.
Yeah, I'm just not understanding your question. Really.
Well, because you guys said that it's in our solar system, right? In the dome.
I think so, yeah.
You think all that's in there. What I'm saying is you're going way up, even when you're like. So the big thing about why I believe in space, it's not even the moon landing. It's the Red Bull guy that jumped, that broke the record.
Yes.
That jumped from space. Have you guys seen that video? It's on YouTube. It's a Red Bull guy literally jumped from space, from out of the atmosphere into the atmosphere onto the ground, parachute.
Right.
Skydive.
The thing is, that's what I'm saying. It's a dome structure. So there is a peak where it is higher. It's just when you come down to, and what I'm saying, that's why I was asking you the question about Antarctica. What do you think, if it's just round or if it's just like a surface? But in my theory, since Antarctica is all the way around, there's a peak to it, and it just kind of caves in,
right,
and just shuts there. And as the planes were flying, that's when they hit it at
13,000.
At 13,000, because obviously over here is going to be a lot smaller than what you have at the peak.
Yeah, but where he was, because he has a video, they have cameras and everything on it. It's dark up there.
I got to see this video.
So,
and just
you do believe in that, the Red Bull thing?
And yeah, I mean, I watched it. It's like they have cameras. There's people from the ground, and it's on YouTube. You can search it up right now. You'll find it.
Yeah,
it's in the
just to go back to your what are flights they fly at? They fly at 35 to 36,000 feet. Roughly.
And you said that's how high?
13,000.
That's because once again, the dome structure. It comes down. So it's gonna
but you're going. If the dome structure comes down, and I guess it's so wide that you can't tell. But I was just saying, like, since you're going up, it goes down to 13,000 feet, right? The dome, and there's stars and stuff up there, up in the world. When you're on a plane, wouldn't you be able to see them closer?
Well, like on a plane, if you're above the clouds, sometimes you can't see the sun because it's under the clouds, right?
I don't know if it's under the cloud. I'm not sure, to be honest.
There's times on a plane where you can't see the sun.
Yeah, I
don't. Like I'm telling you, this
know.
Just opens up a can of worms. It just we talk about something and it's just leading to more and more. We can't even finish. We didn't even finish, by the way. We didn't even finish the Denver airport.
Yeah.
It's just, but let's just keep going, because like I said, this leads to more and more and more and more. And we all learn a little bit more than everything.
For sure. I feel like we should wrap it up. This episode has been going long. I didn't get to my Antarctica story. We'll probably come back and touch it up, but we've been running it quite a bit.
Yeah, we have.
And that's the scary part of conspiracies. That it gets so deep.
So if you guys want a part 2, let us know in the comments. Definitely give us a like, share, thumbs up. hit that bell button.
Yes, that bell helps out a lot, man.
For sure. And if you guys want to hear anything else, just drop your opinions in the comments.
Exactly.
Let
Any
us know
type
what you
of
guys like
opinion
to
you
hear.
guys like.
Yeah.
Usually, we're like to get straight to the point and get our topics and pinpoint this and this and try to talk about it. I'm sorry, but with it being so much and trying to cram it in a video, it's it's so much.
For sure.
And then if you guys have one specific conspiracy that you want us, we just seen how long they could take. We can all three just focus on one conspiracy and give it to you guys as well. Leave some comments.
Give our opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down. So I think this concludes this podcast. I would like to thank all of you guys that stayed tuned and watched towards the very end.
Yeah, made it this far.
That wraps it up.
For sure.
All right,
Appreciate it, guys.
Well, thank you so much for staying tuned.
See y'all next time.
Oh, I also want to give a big shout out to all the editors, man. I tried to edit that last video so hard. So everyone that does that, good job. Keep it up.
For sure. For sure.
Good night, guys.
Peace out later.
Peace out.